And we welcome you to the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. We have a Western Conference play-in tournament match featuring the 8th-seeded Dallas Mavericks and the number 7 seed, the Golden State Warriors here. As we look at the starting lineups, we got Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, Anthony Davis. For the purposes of this stream, is still a Dallas Maverick, and Derek Lively at the center. And for the Warriors, we got Curry, Hield for the purposes of this playthrough, still a Warrior. Moses Moody, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. As this is the 8 versus 7 matchup here. This is the matchup where you only need to have one win to make the NBA playoffs here. So the winner of this game will move on to play the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the NBA playoffs, as Derek Lively II will get the bucket there, putting the Mavericks on top 2-0. See Jimmy Butler here. We ended the regular season here with Stephen Curry for 3. He nails it. As I said, we ended the regular season with the Warriors winning big against the Clippers, so the Clippers still got the number 1 seed with the loss in the post-game ticker by the Oklahoma City Thunder. You see Kyrie Irving with a bucket there, and the Mavericks are on top by 1. And there's a slam dunk by Draymond Green. And he puts the Warriors on top as we're 1 minute into the game. As I said, the winner will be the 7th seed and will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round. The loser will await the winner of tonight's Spurs and Phoenix Suns game. That game taking place in San Antonio at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, as the upload of this game is Friday, February 13, 2026, as Buddy Hield with a bucket. It's quickly 8-4 Warriors. This is a play-in tournament here, as Anthony Davis with the bucket. Prior to the 2020 season, the Warriors would be getting ready to face the Thunder in the NBA playoffs, while the Mavericks would be getting ready to face the Clippers in the first round. But the 7 through 10 will now have a play-in tournament. As you see Moses Moody with the bucket, and the Warriors up by 4 again. Got a good pace to this game so far. A couple of minutes in. Kyrie, jumper, no good. Green with the rebound. And there's a 3-point. That's in there. And that's a 7-point lead for the Warriors early on here, just 2.5 minutes into the game. Tomorrow we'll have both the Eastern Conference play-in tournament games. As we see Draymond Green with the layup, and it's a timeout very quickly here. The Warriors up by 9, and we have a timeout on the court. 9:16 to play on the first. We're going to take a timeout. I see Jason Kidd trying to coming out of the timeout here. He's prep talking his team. And so the Warriors off to a 15-6 start here, as we're about nearly 3 minutes into this game here at the Chase Center. The Warriors get to host this game as the 7th seed. The Mavericks are the 8th seed. They had the 7th seed for a while, but then lost its grip late on the season and won the tiebreaker over San Antonio. That's why San Antonio's in that 9-10 game. As I said, the Mavericks and the Warriors, the winner of this game, as I said, moves on to Oklahoma City. Curry for 3. That's in there, and the Warriors are off to a fast start. They're up by 12. As we see Thompson, the former Golden State Warrior. Irving for 3. He nails it. And that's a well-needed 3 early on in this game. The benefits of playing that 7-8 game is that you only need to win one game. However, you win this game, you'll be the 7 seed and play the 2 seed instead of having to play the number 1 seed, as Jimmy Butler with the dunk. In the 3 games that they played against the Warriors, you look at that stats: 19.3 points a game, 3.7 steals a game, and 5.7 rebounds a game for Jimmy Butler in his 3 games against the Mavs. As Derek Lively with the slam dunk. The Mavericks, we're looking at our, as there's a bucket right there. It's 23-11. The Warriors on top. Three-pointer there. We look at the Warriors. They went 4-2 in watch games this season. As you see, the Mavericks, Anthony Davis, he'll miss that one. Butler with the rebound. So the Warriors went 4-2 this season in watch games, and for the Mavericks, they went 1-3 as Jimmy Butler with another bucket there. And it's now a 14-point lead for the Warriors. Najee Marshall, as you see, has a hurt designation. Still good to play here. Irving misses that one. Derek Lively with the slam dunk. That is worthy enough of the AT&T Connected Cam. Moses Moody will inbound it to Stephen Curry. This is the play-in tournament, as I said, a 7 versus 8 game where the winner of this one will play the Golden State Warriors, or the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the NBA playoffs. And there's Kyrie Irving with the bucket there, bringing the Mavericks to within 10. Jimmy Butler with it, coming around. He's holding on to it, 8 on the shot clock here. Jimmy Bucket's coming around. 4 on the shot clock. He'll lose that. No, he's good. And there's a block by Anthony Davis, and Klay Thompson will have it, control of it. And that's in there. Kyrie Irving with the bucket here. You see the Mavericks shooting 8 of 14 compared to the Warriors 10 of 12. So it's the Warriors really off to a hot start shooting-wise as Curry shoots the 3. That's in there. Timeout, Mavericks. That's their second of the game. We're going to take another timeout as well. 5:39 to play in the first. The Warriors up by 11. Coming out of the timeout here, the Warriors leading it by 11 here at the Chase Center. Said the Warriors by 2 games ahead of the Mavericks to host this game. The Mavericks finished the season at 48-34, while the Warriors 50-32. And that was the only thing they had to play for, actually, going into that game against the Clippers. I see there's a miss there with Jimmy Butler with the rebound. Remember, this is not a playoff game. This is a play-in game. So if you don't make the playoffs, you lose both of these games. You don't make the playoffs, you're not credited with a playoff appearance. And there's Draymond for 3. That's no good. Najee Marshall with the rebound. And there's a slam dunk right there for Anthony Davis, and he brings the Mavericks within 9. Stephen Curry. They should head back over to Buddy Hield now at the corner now. Butler at the wing. Moses Moody at the point. They should back over to Curry, who's at the wing. 7 on the shot clock. Curry will make it deep too. That's in there. Steph Curry finishes with 31.8 points in the regular season. Davis for 3. No good. Moses Moody with the rebound. The Mavericks are without the services of as Curry for 3. No good. As I said, the Mavericks are without the services of Cooper Flagg, who actually ended up winning Rookie of the Year in this season playthrough. And I know you see Anthony Davis out on the court. He is a Wizard in real life now after he got traded. Part of an 8-team trade with the Mavericks and the Wizards. Though in real life, they're shutting him down the entire season. They're not going to play him until next season, so he won't make his Wizards debut until then. Buddy Hield, though, he and Jonathan Kuminga are still on the Warriors for the season playthrough, as they were recently traded to the Atlanta Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis. Irving with the bucket. Kyrie Irving on the road, 26.8 points a game. As we have a Warriors timeout here, 3:11 to play in the first. We're going to take a timeout. Now we got substitutions coming out on the court, coming out of the timeout here. Let's see here. We got Russell, Exum, Christie, Martin. And then let's see here. For the Warriors, we have Milton, Curry, We'll get everything out as soon as we can. D'Angelo Russell, I know, will not report to the Wizards. I know that. They're still looking on a deal for him. As we got Stephen Curry. Or is that Stephen, or is that his brother Seth Curry? Yeah, that's Seth Curry that hit that shot the three there and missed. Russell, and that is intercepted by Kuminga. Shake Milton over to Gary Payton II. Back over to Shake Milton, 13 on the shot clock. Back over to Jackson Davis, over to Seth Curry. Over to Milton. Milton for three. No good. Exum will get the rebound. I think Exum was also part of the trade. And that is stolen by Kuminga. Let me go look at that. I have that right in front of me here as you got Seth Curry with it. 13 on the shot clock. Back to Trace Jackson Davis. Over to Kuminga. Kuminga. No good. And Dante Exum. So, yes, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Jaden Hardy, and Dante Exum went to Washington. As Gafford's coming around with the dunk. It's a 7-point game. And then Chris Middleton, Marvin Bagley III, A.J. Johnson, and Malachi Branham with multiple draft picks went to the Mavericks. That was the real-life trade. As that's out of bounds here. That's going to be Mavericks ball. And as I mentioned, you see Anthony Davis coming back into the game. And let's see here. Gary Payton II moving to Kuminga, and then Torrey Craig coming into the game now for the Warriors here. Anthony Davis coming around. Davis, no good. Torrey Craig will get the rebound. Shake Milton has it here. 20 on the shot clock. A minute 18 to play here in the first. This game coming to you from the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. I'm Vinny from V-Dub Productions on the call for this first game of the NBA play-in tournament. The 7-8 game in the Western Conference. The winner of this game will be the 7th seed in the Western Conference playoffs, taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder at some point next week. See Max Christie dishing it over to Anthony Davis. Davis coming right in and count it, as Torrey Craig will be called for the foul. As we got substitutions coming in now for the Warriors. Craig is going to go to the line for Jimmy Butler. Steve Kerr is actually making some substitutions. I think both coaches are trying to play chess in this game. Want to get players rested up in case they do not win this game. The loser of this game will play the winner of San Antonio and Phoenix. Will host the winner of that game in the ultimate elimination game. That will be on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Butler with it. 7 on the shot clock. Dishing it back over to Payton. Payton for three. No good. Jackson. Oh, no, that was Anthony Davis with the rebound. As we see D'Angelo Russell back over to Davis. 10 to play here in the first quarter. It's a 4-point lead for the Warriors. They're led by as many as 14. Davis coming around. Dishing it over to Exum. Exum. That's in there, and Dante Exum bringing the Mavericks within 2, and that's how we'll end the first quarter. A 17-5 run for the Mavericks, and they are within 2 here at the end of the first quarter. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on the V-Dub Productions channel. We'll be back to start the second quarter shortly. We are coming back to start the second quarter here as Trace Jackson Davis will inbound into Jimmy Butler to start the second quarter. And there's Kuminga coming around to layup. As I said, Kuminga and Buddy Hield in real life was sent to the Atlanta Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis. But since this season's already progressed and passed the trade deadline, they are going to remain with the teams. The original teams here, just like Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell. Russell as well as Dante Exum. And you see Milton will grab the rebound. Dish it over to Butler, back over to Milton. You see Milton, and that is an alley-oop to Trace Jackson Davis from Shake Milton, and it's a 6-point lead again for the Warriors. Scored the first 4 points as we're a minute into the second quarter. Russell. Then back over to Davis. 10 on the shot clock. Jackson Davis. There it is. Oh, no, that's not Jackson. That's Anthony Davis. Never mind. As AD with the rebound, 9 points. 8 of them in the paint. The other one was on a 3-point play. Over to Kuminga. Kuminga with the slam dunk. It's a 6-point lead. Once again for the Warriors. D'Angelo Russell has it right now for the Dallas Mavericks. Over to Christie. Christie for 3. No good. Jackson Davis with the rebound. Jimmy Butler back over to Shake Milton here. 16 on the shot clock. Butler, jumper, good. You see Jimmy Butler with 20.1 points a game this season. If you like what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And also, if you're inclined to it, I do have a link to the Cash App as Christie for 3, no good. Shake Milton grabbing the rebound. It is not required to donate to enjoy my content, but it is very much appreciated if you help support this channel. And also, just by subscribing and watching these videos supports this channel. Helps my watched hour so I can get it closer and closer to, I see D'Angelo Russell with the bucket. Dante Exum with the assist there. It gets closer and closer to my maybe being eligible to get some channel memberships, and there will be perks there, and there's a block right there, but Warriors are able to gain control of it. As you see, there's a miss. Jackson Davis with the offensive rebound to Jimmy Butler, and Butler will hit the 3. It's a 9-point lead for the Warriors. Timeout, Mavericks. 8:31 to play until halftime. The Warriors up by 9. We're going to take a timeout. So we got some substitutions coming out on the court right now. Dante Exum back into the bench for Kyrie Irving. And for the Warriors, let's look at the lineup set here. Got Stephen Curry, Shake Milton, Kuminga, Jackson Davis. I think it's Draymond Green out on the court. As Christie will inbound it to Russell, back over to Anthony Davis. Irving for 3, and he got it. Kyrie Irving had 11 points in that first quarter. Now he has 14 after that 3, and it is a 6-point lead. Jimmy Butler back over to Curry. Curry for 3. That's in there. Stephen Curry also had 11 in that first quarter. Now he's up to 14. Curry for 3. Or no, Irving for 3. I missed that one. Now it's Curry with the rebound. Over to Butler. Butler. There it is. Jimmy Butler has 11 points in this game, and he puts the Warriors up by 11. You see Anthony Davis coming around. Davis with it, and that is no good. Jimmy Butler with the rebound. Butler coming around. Butler with the layup. That's in there. That's 13 for Jimmy Butler, and the Warrior lead is up to 13. But there's Anthony Davis taking the baseball pass right there and getting the slam dunk. Milton, she did it over. And that's a 3-pointer right there. And I think that was Jimmy Butler again. He now has 16 points after that 3. 12 of them so far here in the second quarter. Irving coming around with the layup. That's in there. Kyrie Irving has 16 of his own, 7 on 7 of 13 shooting. While the rest of the team has 23 points on 11 of 20. Kuminga, there's a jump shot, no good. Gafford with the rebound. So we got 6.5 to play until halftime. 12-point lead for the Warriors. Irving for 3, no good. Butler with the rebound. And we got players at the scorer's table for both teams. Shake Milton for 3, no good. Davis will get the rebound over to Kyrie Irving. Irving, jumper. That's in there. Kyrie Irving with 18 points in 12 minutes of play here, bringing the Mavericks to within 10. We got shake, shake, shake. Curry for three. That's in there. Stephen Curry, I believe, now has 16 in this game, and it is a 12-point lead for the Warriors again. As I said, they're led by as many as 14. Gafford over to Russell. Russell back to Irving. Irving with a jumper. That's in there. Kyrie Irving in that season finale win against the Chicago Bulls had 26 points on 9 of 17 shooting and 4 assists. Butler, and he's rejected by Anthony Davis. Max Christie has it for the Mavericks. Over to D'Angelo Russell, back to Gafford to Irving. 13 on the shot clock. Irving dishes over to Davis, and Anthony Davis with the dunk. There's Shake Milton there. Dishes over to Curry. Stephen Curry for three. That's in there. Oh, man. Anybody really shocked that Curry hits three-pointers on a consistent basis? If you are, I don't know how long you've been watching basketball for. I see Kyrie Irving coming around. He has 22 points on 10 of 17 shooting. Mavericks within 9. JB has it for the Warriors. There's Butler for three. No good. Irving with the rebound. Over to D'Angelo Russell. Go back over to Irving here. 8 on the shot clock for the Warriors. Oh, Irving, jumper. That's in there. Kyrie Irving bringing the Mavericks to within 7. As I said, it was a 14-point lead in the first quarter. We have a timeout called for the Warriors. It's a 7-point lead for them with 3:35 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. Yeah, substitution on the court coming out of the timeout here for the Mavericks. We have Thompson, Marshall coming back into the game, and for the Warriors, they got Hield, Moody, Kuminga, and Green. So, yeah, starting lineups out for both teams, or at least for the Warriors. The starters are back all out on the court. Green will inbound it to Moses Moody. Back, and you see Kuminga with it. No, so Kuminga is not the starter, so I'm not sure. But you see Buddy Hield with it. That's no good. Derek Lively the second with it. Over to Irving. Irving coming around with a layup. Count it! As Moses Moody called for the foul. First personal foul, and looking at, I think that's points in the paint for the Mavericks, 38-20. They're out scoring the Warriors points in the paint right now. Kyrie Irving with a chance to have a three-point play to cut the lead to within 4, which was how much they cut it to before the end of the first quarter. After being down by 14, and that's where they start the second quarter, down by 4. Stephen Curry with it, crossing the half-court line here, 15 on the shot clock. Over to Kuminga. Back over to Moody, 7 on the shot clock. Over to Curry. Curry for 3. No good. Kyrie Irving grabbing the rebound. Irving holding on to it right now. 13 on the shot clock. There's a 3. That's in there, and the Mavericks are within 1. Curry crossing the half-court line to Green. Green over to Hield. Hield for 3. No good. Derek Lively, and a chance for the Mavericks to regain the lead for the first time since 4-3. Over to Thompson, back to Irving. Irving for 3. No good, and there is a loose ball foul. No, a personal foul called against D'Angelo Russell. I guess that's an offensive foul. We look at that block again by Anthony Davis, and he got this team rolling it. He was actually rewarded as Anthony Davis is back on the bench. Curry with it. 18 on the shot clock here as we're approaching now the final 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Healed for three, and no good. Derek Lively the second with the rebound. They shoot it back over to Kyrie Irving. He'll lose it as Draymond Green gives it over to Moody. Moody coming around. That's a block by Derek Lively as Russell will have it. You see Irving with it. Coming around. Irving layup. He's going to go to the line as Draymond Green called for his first personal foul. See Irving already with 30 points in this first half. As you took a glance on that scoreboard. Got a minute 40 to play here in the second. Make that 31 for Irving, and we are tied at 56. Chance to retake the lead for the first time since 4-3. D-Hell. And he does. First lead since 4-3 for the Mavericks. And timeout by the Warriors. It's now the Mavericks up by 1 with a minute 36 to play until halftime. We're going to take a timeout. And we are coming out of timeout. As I said, 96 seconds left to play in the second quarter. We're going to see Moody inbounding it over to Draymond Green. Back to Buddy Hield, as I said. And it's not going to keep reporting it. Anybody that wants to, as you see Curry for three, he drains it. Anybody that doesn't realize I have fast track through this season, that is why you still see Kuminga and you see a lot of these players who were recently traded from both teams still on their team. You see Kyrie Irving as this game tied at 59 with 34 points, 18 of them in the paint for Kyrie Irving. Stephen Curry. Under a minute to play here in the second. Curry, jumper. That's in there. Let's look at it here. 26 of 43 for the Mavericks shooting and 25 of 47 for the Warriors. Kyrie coming around over to Thompson. Thompson for three. No good. Draymond Green will grab the rebound here. 20 seconds. Over to Kuminga. To Buddy Hield. 12 on the shot clock. Over to Curry. Curry for three. That's in there. It's a 5-point lead for the Warriors. Shot clock is turned off. As you see Irving coming around. Kyrie, he's in there. Cuts it to within three. 8.4 to play until halftime. Curry is going to can take a little bit of his time. He'll be able to get a shot off. And he does exactly that. He nails it from near half court. And that's going to do it for the first half. The Warriors leading at 67-61. The Mavericks, though, will not go. A team that will not go away. We still have a whole half left to play, but the Warriors are 24 minutes away from Oklahoma City next week. We welcome you back to the Chase Center in San Francisco here. We're getting ready to start the third quarter of this play-in game here, the 8 versus 7. The winner will be the 7 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. It will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. We look at some Kyrie Irving highlights. If you saw the halftime report, he has 36 in that first half. Curry, though, you see out on the court as Draymond Green's going to get ready to inbound to him. He has 30 points of his own. So we've had a big shooting clinic for him. For both of these players here. As I said, starting lineups are out for both teams to start the third quarter. Butler coming around, no good. Anthony Davis grabbing the rebound. Najee Marshall with it. Over to Klay Thompson, the former Golden State Warrior. You see Najee Marshall with it. Marshall dishes it back over to Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis with the slam dunk. And we are within 2. Or no, the Mavericks are within 3. Or 4, I should say. What the heck am I talking about? See Buddy Hield over to Moody. Moody back to Butler. Over to Curry. Curry for 3. That's in there. Stephen Curry has 33. And the Warriors are within 7. Splash holla. I like that sign there. Klay for 3. And the other Splash brother with the 3 of his own. And the Mavericks within 4. Give it over to Jimmy Butler. Over to Curry. Curry for 3. No good. Anthony Davis grabbing the rebound. Back over to Najee Marshall here. Over to Derek Lively the second. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Irving. Irving for 3. He nails it. That's 39 for him. And the Mavericks are within 1. The Mavericks did have a brief lead for a little while towards the end of that second quarter. Moody for 3. No good. Derek Lively. And a chance for the Mavericks to retake the lead again. You see Thompson back over to Irving. Irving coming around with a shot. That's in there. That's 41 for Kyrie Irving, and the Mavericks are on top, 71-70 on an 8-0 run and over the last minute plus of this game. Moses Moody over to Butler. Butler for 3, and the Warriors are on top again. We are having ourselves a little bit of a heavyweight battle to this point. Lead changing back and forth. Game of runs. 10 on the shot clock. There's a jumper. That's in there. We are tied at 73. That's 43 for Kyrie Irving. 9:07 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout. We're coming out of the timeout here. We are tied at 73. Look at Kyrie Irving, 43 points. And we're only 3 minutes into the third quarter. This is actually a game high. You see Steve Kerr, like, what's going on right now? Said the winner will move on to face the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference playoffs as the 7th seed. See Butler. 10 on the shot clock. Curry for 3. No good. Derek Lively will have it. While the loser will host the winner of the Suns and the Spurs. That game's coming up a little bit later tonight as Anthony Davis will miss it as Buddy Hield will get the rebound. Over Curry for 3. That's in there. That's 36 for Stephen Curry. And the Warriors retake the lead. They're up by 3 here. Over to Klay Thompson. Thompson for 3. And he nails it. We are tied at 76. What a way to start the play-in tournament here. We have ourselves a real classic right now. Or the makings of a classic as Curry for 3. No good. Anthony Davis grabbing a rebound. You see Klay Thompson coming around. There it is. And the Mavericks are on top by 2. Yeah, the Mavericks shooting 34 of 53 compared to the Warriors 30 of 57. Get over to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Buckets. 8 on the shot clock here. Curry coming around. Green for three. Draymond Green with a three-pointer. And the Warriors are on top by one again. As we look at Klay Thompson. Najee Marshall, 8 on the shot clock. Kyrie Irving coming around. Irving, there's the jumper. He faked out Curry there. Look at that. Game summary, 10 lead changes, 3 ties. That's 45 points for Kyrie Irving. Over to Curry for three. No good. Derek Lively the second with the rebound. Over to Irving. Just did it over to Davis. And Anthony Davis. Count it! AD going to the line for a three-point opportunity. Anthony Davis, three-point opportunity here. I believe this might be their largest lead of the game, actually. Look at that, 46 points in the paint, 18 mid-range points. They are aggressive inside, and that is why the Mavericks, even though being down by 14 early on in that first quarter, now have a 4-point lead here as we're approaching halfway through the third quarter. It's right over there for Jimmy Butler, 5 on the shot clock. See Butler coming around, layup, that falls in. Mavericks within, Warriors within 2 here as we are approaching the halfway point of the third quarter. See Klay Thompson over to Anthony Davis. 10 on the shot clock. AD with the bucket. Anthony Davis with 20 points, 18 of them in the paint. The only 2 that really don't count as paint were the 2 free throws he has made. Healed for 3. No good. Derek Lively the second with the rebound. Got Kyrie Irving, as I said, at 45 points. Over to Najee Marshall. Over to AD. Anthony Davis still holding on to it right there. He almost lost it for a second. Dishes over to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson over to Lively. Lively with the bucket. No good. Buddy Hield grabbing the rebound. Over to Draymond Green. Back over to Moody here. As we got players coming at the scorers table, you see Jimmy Butler coming around. There's the bucket. As I said, the Warriors within 2. As we have a timeout called by the Mavericks here. 4:49 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout. Mavericks up by 2. We're looking at substitutions coming out on the court for the Mavericks. Let's see, Russell, Irving, Christie, Davis, and Lively is the lineup set. And for the Warriors, let's see here, Stephen Curry still in the game. Milton, Kuminga, Butler, and Green. Anthony Davis. Initially back over to Kyrie Irving. Back over to Max Christie. Over to Russell. Russell for 3. No good. And that's going to go out of bounds. And that will be off the Mavericks. So the Warriors will get possession. Derek Lively just swatted it out of bounds. Green. We'll give it over to Stephen Curry, who has 36 in this game. Back over to Jimmy Butler to Stephen Curry here. 15 on the shot clock. Curry coming around, being guarded by Russell. Curry, 8 on the shot clock, and he steps out of bounds, and the Mavericks will get it. Yeah, Steve Kerr, I don't blame you for being upset, especially for a veteran like Curry who should have enough awareness to know where he was at. Good defense by the Mavericks, though. We'll have to give them that. So we got Davis, 8 on the shot clock. 7 on the shot clock for AD. Over to Derek Lively. Lively with the shot. That is no good. Butler grabbing the rebound. Over to Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga. No good as Kyrie Irving will get the rebound. As I said, he has 45 points in the game. Irving coming around. He's going to go to the line as Kuminga called for his first foul. Kyrie Irving wants to add to his point total. He has had himself a game. He might be the big reason why the Mavericks could find themselves in OKC next week. As he hits the first one, we got substitutions out on the court. Let's look at the lineup set here for the Mavericks. Russell, Irving, Christie, Martin, and Gafford. So Cody Martin into the game, I think, or Caleb Martin into the game. And for the Warriors, Curry, Milton, Payton, Kuminga, and Jackson Davis. The lineup set. Irving will sink them both. That's 47 for him. See Stephen Curry. Only has 6 points in this second quarter. He had 30 in the first half. Kuminga coming around. And that is no good. Tipped, and Kyrie Irving will get control of it for the Mavericks here. Irving holding on to it right now. 13 on the shot clock. Kyrie coming around. Jumper. No good. Gafford will get the offensive rebound back over to Kyrie Irving. 9 on the shot clock. Irving. Bucket. That's in there. That's 49 for Kyrie Irving. And we are only 2:50 to play in the third. And with this close, he's not going to have too much time on the bench as Kuminga will hit the three, but Jackson Davis will get the offensive rebound off the miss. Over to Curry. Curry coming around. He's rejected by Anthony Davis. Max Christie coming around. Dish it back over to Caleb Martin, over to Gafford. That's Gafford, I say, had the block. Why did I say Anthony Davis? But Curry for three, or Irving for three. That's in there. He now has over 50 points, and we are not done with the third quarter just yet. Shake Milton coming through. Over to Kuminga. Back over to Shake Milton. 2 minutes to play in the third. Curry for three. In and out. Max Christie grabbing the rebound. The rebound's 33-22 in favor of the Mavericks. Irving, jumper, no good. Gafford with the offensive rebound. Back to Irving for three. That's in there. That's 55 points for Kyrie Irving. And we're still only a minute and 37 left of the third quarter. It's an 8-point lead. Curry misses that one. Gafford will get the rebound. No points for the Warriors in the last 3:35 and counting. Russell with it. Russell, D'Angelo Russell, and that's in there. It's now a 14-point lead for the Mavericks. I even got my math wrong earlier. I said 8 points when it was 12. But it tells you just how much dominant this Mavericks team has been all third quarter. Curry coming around, and that will break that long, nearly 5-minute drought. 38 points for Stephen Curry. See D'Angelo Russell with it. Over there, Irving. Irving for three. No good. Payton the second with the rebound. We got Gary Payton over to Stephen Curry. Curry dishing it back over to Jackson Davis. Over to Curry. 7 on the shot clock. Curry. And there's Trace Jackson Davis with the alley-oop from Stephen Curry. His shot clock turned off. They are within 10. The Warriors within 10. Irving with it. Coming around. He's holding on for the last shot. Irving from inside. He nails it. That's 57 for him. And there's a big three there for Steph Curry. No good. And that will do it for the end of the third quarter. The Mavericks are out like gangbusters in that third quarter. They lead it 99-87. They're 12 minutes away from being the 7th seed in the Western Conference and facing the Oklahoma City Thunder. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough on my channel. We'll be back. So look at Jason Kidd talking to his team to start the fourth quarter. We look at the State Farm assist of the game, and that's going to go to Kyrie Irving. As Dante Exum will take the inbound from Anthony Davis. Over to Gafford. Russell with it, and let's see, I think that might be Christie out on the court. So we got Milton, Payton II, Trace, Jackson Davis, Kuminga, and Butler out on the court for the Warriors. That's the official lineup set. Payton II back over to Jackson Davis. Over to Shake Milton. Over to Gary Payton II over here. Back over to Shake Milton. Milton with the three-pointer, no good. Dante Exum grabbing a rebound as we see Kyrie Irving on the bench. The Mavericks out-rebound the Warriors 36-24, leading it by 12. Over to Max Christie. Russell for three, no good. That was in and out. Payton II with the rebound. D'Angelo Russell only 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting, 2 assists, and 1 turnover. Milton back over to Butler. Butler. Jackson Davis over to Kuminga. Kuminga for three. That's in there. Warriors within 9. As we see Jackson Davis to Gafford. What a nice ball movement there. Anthony Davis with the assist. It's an 11-point game again. Stephen Curry on the bench for the Warriors. He has 38 points. So is Kyrie Irving for the Mavericks, who has 57. And there's Milton. Milton for three. No good. Davis will get the rebound. One would wonder how long they're going to be on the bench. I see Russell coming around. That's in there. D'Angelo Russell has 6 points in this game for the Mavericks, and his Mavs are up by 13. It looks like Curry might be coming back, and so is Irving. I was wondering how long they'll be on the bench. We see them out on the scorers table waiting to get back into the game. 15 on the shot clock. You see Max Christie with it. Over to to Anthony Davis. There is D'Angelo Russell, 2 on the shot clock. Over to Christie for three. That's in there. It's a 16-point lead. Drains it just as time expired. We got Shake Milton. Over to Gary Payton II to Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga with it. Coming around. That's in there. Jonathan Kuminga, 9 points, 4 of 9 shooting. He is minus 15 out on the court. Get it over to Davis. Davis with the slam dunk. 108-92. 3.5 minutes into the fourth. Or should I say 8.5 minutes left to play. I see Butler coming around to Jackson Davis, and Jackson Davis with the slam dunk. To D'Lo. D'Lo Russell coming around. Exum for three, no good. Jackson Davis with the rebound. As we see Butler for three, that is no good. Jackson Davis gets the offensive rebound. Almost lost control of it. Hands it over to Butler. No good. Anthony Davis grabbing the rebound for the Mavericks. Draymond Green trying to get back into the game as well. It's kind of funny. You got players waiting at the scorers table for a long time in 2K as Anthony Davis with the bucket. .16-point lead for the Mavericks here. Big spurt in that third quarter led by Kyrie Irving, who had 21 alone in that third quarter. Butler coming around inside. No good. Exum with the rebound. Jimmy Butler with 23 points. There's a shot by Christie. No good. Milton will get the rebound here as we're under 7 minutes to play. In a way, it's looking like under 7 minutes until the Mavericks will get to Oklahoma City. Jackson Davis to Kuminga. Kuminga for three. No good. Reminding you, there is no post-game ticker or injury report. We'll get the injury report after we're settled with the actual playoff position. As we got Jackson Davis, or no, that's Anthony Davis coming around. That's in there, AD. He has 26 points in this game, 24 of them in the paint. You see Jackson Davis getting that baseball pass, but he'll pass it over to Milton. There's Jimmy Butler coming around. Butler, no good. Davis with the rebound. D'Angelo Russell holding on to it as we're halfway through the fourth quarter. Davis, jumper, that's in there. It's a 20-point lead for the Mavericks. Butler coming around. Over to Jackson Davis. Jackson Davis will miss that one. Gafford grabbing a rebound. You see Max Christie back over to Russell. Russell for three. No good. Jackson Davis will grab the rebound. D'Angelo Russell only 6 points on 3-9 shooting for 4 assists. Butler for three. No good. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Dante Exum with it. Exum coming around. Alley-oop to Anthony Davis. It's a 22-point lead, and I believe that's 28 points for Mr. Anthony Davis. Looks like he's going to get the lion's share of the points in this fourth quarter. 22-point lead over to Jackson Davis. He's going to go to the line. Gafford called for the foul, and we are going to see Kyrie Irving and Stephen Curry coming back into the game here. As Trace Jackson Davis is going to go to the line. No, that's 30 points for Anthony Davis. I thought he was at 28, but he's at 30. Jackson Davis will get it. Will hit the line there, and that's a 21-point game again. Gafford's going to go to the line here. A slew of substitutions here. .440 to play here. It's a 21-point lead for the Mavericks. 4:40 away from the Mavericks going to Oklahoma City next week as a 7th seed. As you see Kyrie Irving back in the game, he has 57 points. Curry has 38. Over there, Irving with it. 10 on the shot clock. Irving coming around. Bucket is in there. That's 59 for him. 14 mid-range points for Kyrie Irving. Let's see it back over to Jimmy Butler. Butler, that shot is up, no good. Derek Lively the second with the rebound. Gives it over to Najee Marshall. They shoot it back over to Klay Thompson. Thompson with the bucket shot up. That's in there. It's a 24-point lead for the Mavs. Well, it looks like that the Warriors will be playing on Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, in the ultimate elimination game. Curry for three. That's 41 for him. See Kyrie Irving. Have at least 3 players that are at over 30 points. One of them on the verge of possibly having a 60-point game. Davis coming around. That's in there. I believe that's 32 for him. And it is a 23-point lead for the Mavs. Under 3 to play here in the fourth. Curry for three. That's in there. That's 44 for him. Kyrie Irving. Over to Davis. 10 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. Over to Davis. That's stolen by Butler. Butler over to Curry. Back. There's a 3-point shot. No good. Derek Lively the second with the rebound. Irving crossing the half-court line here. 15 on the shot clock. Najee Marshall. Back over to Davis. AD with it. 2 minutes to play here in the fourth. AD misses that one, and it's most likely going to be 2 minutes unless something really drastic happens here. Healed with the shot, no good. Tipped over to Davis. Let's say coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight will be the Golden, and that is 7 p.m. on Friday, February 13, 2026. Z Thompson for three, no good. That would be the San Antonio Spurs hosting the Phoenix Suns in the 9-10 matchup. And that's a foul against Najee Marshall. The winner of that one will face what looks like will be the Golden State Warriors here at the Chase Center as Butler's at the line. While the loser of that Suns and the Spurs game will call it a season. So we got substitutions here, and it looks like the bench is going to be emptied out. So it looks like Kyrie's night's going to end with 59 points. Both teams emptying their bench. Looks like Seth Curry's going to come back in. Drains them both. And a minute 20 to play. See over there, that's Caleb Martin for three. That's no good, and Peyton II will get the rebound there for the Warriors. They were off to a hot start. They had a 14-point lead halfway through the first quarter, but then Dallas scratched and clawed their way back. That's a miss right there. The Warriors were actually up by 6 going into halftime, or starting the third quarter, but then the Mavericks just came out like gangbusters, led by Kyrie Irving. And you see Williams out there, and that is why the oh, look at that, Gafford with the tip in there, and that is why Dallas is going to be moving on to face the Oklahoma City Thunder as the 7th seed, and the Warriors will now be facing elimination on Sunday afternoon. Williams with it. She's over to Williams, and he's just going to hold on to it here. They can, and that's going to do it. The Dallas Mavericks are going to head to Oklahoma City as the 7th seed in the Western Conference playoffs, and the Golden State Warriors will now have to await the winner of Phoenix and San Antonio a little bit later on tonight. So congratulations to the Mavericks being the 7th seed. They win 124-104. And don't leave yet. We're not done. We still have player statistics coming up. Now we look at the player statistics for this game. We got Stephen Curry leading the way for the Warriors, 44 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. Jimmy Butler with 25 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal. Jonathan Kuminga only had 9 points and 2 steals, while Moses Moody with 8 points, 1 rebound, 3 steals. Trace Jackson Davis, 8 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Draymond Green, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. He actually hit a 3-pointer in this game. Then we got Buddy Hield, threes wild, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He could have done better than that. Gary Payton II, no points, but he had 3 rebounds in the game. Shake Milton only had 2 points and 4 rebounds. Torrey Craig had 1 rebound and 1 minute of play, followed by Seth Curry, no stats. He just had 1 missed shot from the field. And then we had Quentin Post, who actually had 2 minutes of play, followed by Guy Santos, did not play for the Warriors in this game. And for the victorious Dallas Mavericks, once again, as I said, they are going to face the Oklahoma City Thunder now in the NBA playoffs. We got Irving, 59 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. One of the performances of the year, I have to put that up on there. Anthony Davis, 32 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Then we have Klay Thompson, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Derek Lively, the second, 6 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Followed by Daniel Gafford, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. D'Angelo Russell, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Max Christie, 3 points, 4 rebounds. Dante Exum, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Followed by Najee Marshall, 2 points and 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Then we got Caleb Martin, 1 rebound in the game. Brandon Williams had 2 minutes of play. And then Jaden Hardy, Dwight Powell did not play for the Dallas Mavericks. And that is it for your player statistics for this game. Once again, congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks. They are now the 7th seed in the Western Conference playoffs, and they will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA in the Western Conference playoffs in the 7-2 matchup. And now we see here we got the Warriors losing. They now face an ultimate elimination game. They don't win on Sunday afternoon, then their season is done. And speaking of a do or die situation, now we have the San Antonio Spurs and the Phoenix Suns. We see on that bracket there, the 9-10 matchup coming to you from San Antonio just a little bit later tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And for those that are watching this at a later time, I mean 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday, February 13, 2026. And I hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And also, there is a link to in the description down below for my Cash App. It is not required for anybody to donate on my Cash App in order to enjoy my content, but it is very much appreciated. But also, watching this video will help my watch hours as well as subscription to help me become monetized, and we'll have channel memberships. And when I get channel memberships, you become a channel member, there's going to be some perks that will come with it. So there are definitely perks that come with the channel membership when they do come available. And with that, remind you guys the final score of the game. The Dallas Mavericks, behind a 59-point effort by Kyrie Irving, defeat the Golden State Warriors 124-104. Once again, they face off against the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. I am Vinny from Vida Productions, and I am signing off.